Hi, this is Dave Johnson, and here is April, well, into the COVID working at home opportunity, which is quite a novelty for me. As I look at April, this is our anniversary, 1976 of April is when we joined network marketing, and 1978 of July was when I became, well, totally on commission, living straight commission throughout all of that time, except for 1 year when I had to go get a job in 1989, right before I got into NECANN. That was to create what I call inspirational dissatisfaction. I've got this slide right here because I've been reading Man's Search for Meaning, because all of these things going on right now, loss of our great leader, Isamu Masuda, what a legacy, and I want to help keep that ripple effect going. I would like his mission to become my mission. And this book, ultimately, success, happiness, have you noticed it always involves other people? It seems to involve that. And, you know, here's a thought here. Success is just making the greatest positive difference to the greatest number of people. Success, yeah, it's fun to look at your Fidelity account, except lately, or bank balance, but the real success is what difference have you made, and how many people you love, and how many people love you. You know, love is the ultimate and highest goal. That's a quote taken out of this great book, which I highly recommend. So I think we all know that NECANN is much more than just another company. It's a calling. This is a mission, and it's a great opportunity to serve. And I've found that becoming successful in NECANN helps us become the best sort of person that we ought to become. And so often does this especially true regarding NECANN, because I think of it was literally a very special answer to my own prayers. And what I found is that's the answer to other people's prayers. I feel that the greatest emotional paycheck you can get, the most wonderful feeling, is to just follow a prompting to connect with somebody and then discover that you were entrusted to be the answer to their prayers. And this happens often when you do NECANN. In fact, regarding that, do you believe in destiny? Well, the older I get, the more I become convinced that there are no accidents. And regarding destiny, why did you come to the Diamond Summit? And of course, this is because you were invited, and then you came. And Luis Kasuga, when we were there, he said he wanted to know how many people cared enough about the business to come. And I know there was a great many other people that wanted to come, just circumstances, but there we are, this group. And I love being with a group of thoughtful and dedicated people. Central to the book, Think and Grow Rich, he talks about having a mastermind alliance, and this idea that together, all of us are a lot smarter than any one of us. And I want to share some ideas that I've just kind of been pouring through, because I think a lot of times if you read something, you need it proofread by somebody else, you know, another set of eyes to look at things. And along this idea, just some things that I think about. One of my very favorite thoughts is spoken by Dave Ramsey. First off, an organization, you need a purpose, and what makes an organization come together, what makes it rise or fall, is leadership. And so Dave Ramsey said that the most rewarding, the most frustrating, the most profitable thing you will ever do is learn to lead high quality people well, to learn to bring someone on that's a high quality person, build a relationship, have clear communication, lead them well, and build the culture of the company, building a team of high quality thoroughbreds that are all winning. And you had something to do with this. This is a rich thing. This is a business that's got a soul. Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of companies that don't have a heart and soul. And of all the companies I've been with, and I think that's what's keeping a lot of us excited and the fire's burning, is this really is a company of manifest destiny, a company that really does make a powerful difference. When we touch a life, we can really do something. And I love this idea because success and happiness is people, success in business is people. Uh, Business is people. If you don't understand people, you don't understand business. Richard Branson said it well. Why business is about people, people, and people. And okay, business is people. And if you really think about that, if you were to do an evaluation on businesses 100 years ago, you would look at big machines and brick and mortar and different things like that. That would be the assets. But today, but a Nikken, for an example, well, we've got a rented office. We got some wonderful product. A lot of it's patented. We've got marketing rights. But the real asset here in the US is 30 years of just building a love for these products among thousands and thousands of people. Just coasting along, there's people that order every day. And our future is dependent upon the people on the team today that can be excited and go out and create a new market. And so here's this thought: culture isn't just one aspect of the game, it is the game. In the end, an organization is nothing more than the collective capacity of its people to create value. Well, I'm ready to create more value, and so here we are. This is probably the greatest thing that I came out of that meeting. Well, the greatest thing was just a renewal that we are on the right track, a company of manifest destiny, if we play it right. And so here we are. It was said there at the meeting, I can waste my heritage or increase my heritage. We've got quite a lot going for us. On the other hand, here's the current reality at that moment. When we sat down together, I was very impressed that Nikken just laid out all the cards and showed us where we were. A lot of it wasn't very exciting as far as our numbers, and especially what's excuse me, what's not exciting is the direction we're going right now. And of course, that thing we all hear: if you continue to do the same thing you're going to do, and if you're expecting different results, well, I want some different results. For things to change, we got to change. For things to improve, we need to improve. And so I'm assuming we all want to grow. We all need to decide to win, and we've got to do the things that are necessary for growth, and not do the things that might interfere with growth. And as members of Team Nikken, what are each of us doing to help the growth, and what might we be doing to interfering with the growth? Because here is again the reality. Looking at the situation, we have no upper level leadership advancements. A lot of the existing leaders are off getting jobs, doing other things. I just got a call. I was visiting with somebody that has been with Nikken 15 years, has been successful, but getting discouraged, and they called, and they're all excited about a new opportunity that they've just given their heart to. And I feel so bad when I hear stories like that, because we have the very best product there is in terms of an opportunity to change someone's life, to make a transformation. What's going on? If you look at a tripod, as an example, an old-fashioned milking stool, it has 3 legs because it's uneven ground and it's always stable, those 3 legs. But you want all 3 legs, and I look at Nikken, or a business like this, those 3 legs. One of them would be a product, another would be culture, and then the other, to grow, we need compensation. We need to get paid, and so a business plan and payment to do what we do. And if all of that is in place, we can get things going. Right now, just my numbers, I've seen about 300 less people than the first of the year coming out. That's not too exciting. If we keep going like that, multiplying it out, we'll lose over 1,000 people between January, and next January, I look at, as an example, I was just on the phone with, I'm talking to a lot of people on the phone, and I'm hearing a lot of excited people that are doing stuff. I talked to a guy, he's in a company that started a year ago, and there's already 6,000 people in that business. 6,000 people. And what are they doing? What are we doing? What are they not doing? What are we not doing? I look at that, and I think, okay, around, let's see, 1999, 2000, around in there, I remember going to NECANN meetings that the attendance of those meetings were over 10,000 people. That means there are 10,000 people plus that were excited about NECANN enough to buy tickets, get on an airline, rent motels, buy food, spend thousands of dollars. 10,000 people cared enough about that to attend an event like that. Imagine, we did that. And where are we today? I just, golly, okay. I get pretty passionate about that because I'm tired of being mediocre. I want to go fast. I want to play big. And just visiting with a new lady just yesterday, and she's got a long track record. She's been in several different companies. She's looking for an opportunity. She has just experienced some wonderful personal experience with our products, and is asking about this business. And of course, one of the things I would do if I was savvy and I was looking at NECANN, I'd say, well, okay, show me how the money's made. And I'd like to talk to some people that are doing really good today. What's going on today, and how do you make money with this? And so we've got some hard questions. If people we don't have good answers right now, and we could change this on a dime, because we're a small team. We could turn this around so fast. And I just kind of think in my mind, okay, going back to Think and Grow Rich, mastermind, having the collective talent that we have, but also I think that book was written because Napoleon Hill, a young journalist, came to Andrew Carnegie, who made him an amazing offer, and he jumped on it. And then Andrew Carnegie gave a lesson right there that I thought was really profound. He said that successful people, as soon as they get all the facts, they make decisions quickly and change them very slowly, if ever. And unsuccessful people make decisions very slowly and change them often and quickly. And so anyway, I just want to share some ideas here. Okay, fundamentally, I've been doing network marketing, as I mentioned, since 1976. I live inside this stuff. I'm on the field playing. I've sponsored a whole lot of people, and we've done pretty good. And just kind of this is what we do. This is our job. Is every business, and especially right now, the FTC wants us to do this. Sell products. Imagine having customers and selling product. Not front loading garages or whatever. So that's vital. Well, this is a competitive advantage we have because we got products that really capture the imagination. Even the people that have left us still use the products, they love them and still buy them. Okay, our next job is to grow. We do that by building a network. And then we systematize it. We increase productivity by being an example of ourselves and leading by example, and teach other people to teach other people to teach other people. So, okay, how do we grow? Well, obviously have more sales. How do we do that? Well, build our sales force. How do we do that? Recruit more salespeople. And how do we do that? Let's pay to recruit. And so just real quick, our job in the field is, of course, selling products, but to grow, we need to find and develop good people. The game plan, essentially is go silver as soon as you can, and then all the rest of your career is look for good people and teach them to go silver and teach those people to go silver. This is just a little screenshot I took of the section of silver, because this is where you maximize your potential. And when you just look at it at a glance, this is our perception. And this can be challenging. It'd be ideal to just keep it simple. And what you see is what is. 20% commission for retail. And if you're a silver and qualified on 20%, you get an extra 20% on the CV. This can be significant. As an example, if you sell a waterfall, you're making over $100 if you combine those two as a qualified 20% silver. So looks pretty good at first glance. And this is the perception also. And this is why people initially get in. We have that traditional thing. This is how network marketing started, was stair step, and then breakaway. This is the original idea. Historically, plans with stair step breakaway have good longevity, and over the long run, they can pay really good. There's a lot of new stuff out there, but I love stair step breakaways, especially when they're put together right. And so I'd like to bring to something that maybe a lot of people are reading, but they haven't really proofread it and saw this. And so while we are taking this break, I wanted to run something by you that I think could be very vital to turn this around. And if we don't do anything, it's going to be rough. So perception was these stair steps, but this is the reality. I look at this, and the more I look at it, the more I realize, wow, we got a problem. Because if you examine this, let me see if I can fire this up. Okay, just as an example. Okay, right here, as soon as you join, placing any order above 100 PV, which is essentially pretty much any order, you're permanently qualified, and you get 5% right off the bat. And that might not be a problem when you think about it. Somebody just joining, well, they get an extra 5% rebate. Here's the next step. Now, every company I've seen that's growing, they have, okay, what do I do to join, and how do I get involved with the product? Well, the best way is companies have starter packs, and I love our starter packs. They're wonderful. It allows people to generate bigger volumes, move up quicker. But the big volume really is not to stuck in a garage or something, which is the wrong way to do it, but actually have real product that you can get out on the street to demonstrate to people, to use yourself. So our packs are really awesome, because it's not 100 bottles of some little thing with a shelf life. We got awesome product that you can go out and do show and tell. We got such a great thing. But this is what happens though in the stair step position of this. Is very often people become executive, which is 1,500 in 3 months or less. Often it's just by purchasing one or two of those packs. You get a sleep system, and essentially you're an instant executive. Now, that's good for that person. However, what about everybody else? Because now they're locked in at 10% forever. And they don't have to do anything other than plunk in a $100 order. And instantly that 10% is captured, because they're permanently qualified as an executive. So anytime a $100 order is placed, there they are. And so that's sucked up. Now, here's the thing that is fascinating about this is you go in, as soon as you buy anything when you join, you're permanently qualified at 5. Then you become permanently qualified at executive. The significance of this, I'll talk later on, because to become silver, that's 6,000 in 3 months or less. There's also some structure requirements, as you know, building some team. You have to sponsor some people. But essentially put together a few people and get 6,000 done in 3 months or less, and you're a silver. However, you're on a track that you have to keep performing. If you don't do at least 1,500, you don't get the 15%. So here's a disparity here, is moving the first two levels, they get locked in at the 5 and 10. However, silvers if you can make it up here, which so many don't, because what happens is you come in, and this is the often asked question. Just as an example, let's talk about waterfall. We love waterfalls. We sell lots of waterfalls. And so you sponsor somebody and they come to you and say, okay, great. I've got my sister and she wants to get in. She's interested in buying a waterfall. So if I sponsor her and she buys a waterfall, how much do I make? Well, right at first you'd be thinking, well, I'm making something, but actually that's above 100. So they capture the 5%. And so you make nothing at all. Here's the aspect. This little paragraph right here says it all. At the beginning, people that join, they're not expecting a bonus just to buy some product for themselves, especially a minimal amount of product. But thereafter, I'll tell you, everybody, just to be presumptuous, everybody presumes if they're sponsoring people and they're ordering product that they should get paid. So here's people continually expecting something and they don't get anything. Often what happens is maybe you might buy the sleep system and you're all excited because now there's a differential. So if you bring in somebody and they buy the waterfall, there's a spread now. You make 10%. However, very often you sponsor somebody and they buy the sleep system as an example, and they become executive, which of course, if you're paying attention and you're doing at least $100 order every month yourself, you also are an executive. How much did you make on that sleep system? Well, simultaneously, there's no differential, so you make nothing at all. However, if you just think, okay, I'm just gonna take it, I'm gonna run, and long-term, a lot of people that start businesses don't make any money. I'll just hit this and go silver. All along the way, you're not making any money or minimal. And this is heartbreaking because I love seeing people win and succeed, and I don't like people not making it. I was able to help a new couple personally hit silver. The products transformed their lives. They shared it with other people. Same thing. Wonderful things happen, and they never made any money. And now they've quit. They're still on the computer, but if I look at them, they have not ordered a thing this whole year, nothing. And I've called them. They won't return my call. They don't answer. They actually are in our town, so we went over and saw them, and they were pleasant. They were, polite, but they just there's no money, and so they're just thinking, why bother? That breaks my heart. It's not fun. If you look on the compensation, let's just get a little bit more into this. There's a column called rebate, and I'm thinking, okay, what does rebate? Rebate is a partial refund to someone who has paid too much money. Okay, let's just say that, rebate, a partial refund to someone who's paid too much money. Well, this really bothers me, rebate. What is the word rebate doing in our compensation plan anyway? And if you look at NECANN, product is why people are engaged with NECANN. That's it. We're in love with the product. And it's value priced. One of the great things is if you join, you can have some retail customers, because the retail, it's friendly to customers. That's good value. But if somebody joins, that should be merit enough to be able to buy wholesale. But to just come in and place a $100 order, I just is weird that we're throwing 5% and 10% for people. Probably over the 30 years I've been with NECANN, leaders, probably the biggest bane, the thing that has just frustrated people more than anything is people that get in and they just fill in doing nothing, and there's a whole bunch of people underneath them, and they watch the computer, and if it looks like the order that they place will be offset by the compensation check that they get, that was historical. That went on for years, and we called it the campers, and that was just so frustrating. And NECANN has a new camper plan. Join and you become a camper on the very front end. I think, wow, what's going on here? Just place orders and you can get 5 and 10. In business, so often we don't want to think of zero sum, that if you go out and see more people, and there's millions of them out there, that it's not zero sum. It's a huge potential. However, within the compensation plan, it is zero sum. There's 20% that's portioned into the stair steps, and we're burning up 10%, half of that, just throwing it away, getting no value of it. This is a statement here. When you tolerate mediocrity, then you get more of it. And if you have a compensation plan that actually rewards mediocrity, you get more of it. And if we're paying people to do less than average, think about that. Let's just kind of take a peek right here. These are my numbers. I took these from my USA downline. Quite a few thousand people, because I've been doing this a long time. And so my average DD places an order of 160 PGV. My executives are averaging 210. Silver's average 312. And it's actually more than that, but I took out the Amazon group, which offset that. But this is regular people. This is their PGV, Silvers. So obviously they're not getting the 15%, and so sadly they're not making any money, and it's just being wasted right here. So think about this. If the average order for DDs, that means somebody signed up, is 160, I'm just thinking, why in the heck would we say, well, 160 is the average, but you don't need to do that much. We'll actually give you a bonus to be below average. Obviously, this bonus right here is being just thrown out the window, just pissing it away, because it'd be hard to make a case that this is positively affecting performance, because they're already doing above what the average is. It just makes no sense. Please at least move this up, these 5 and 10% into something where they continuously perform, and it re-engages that, and it'll create differential. Now, the interesting thing again is this favoritism to the new people, giving them something to do less than average, and yet the silver, who has actually put some effort into that, which should be treated with respect and love and appreciation. If they don't do 1,500, they're not tenured. These people are, these are not. And then getting up here, if you want to get the 20%, you've got to really stretch way above where we are right now. I believe if we brought this 5 and 10% back into play, that it would allow a differential so that people would hang around more because they're making money, and they would get up into here, and staying up here, if this was a stretch above that, we could get more out of it. Let's just kind of use it another way to kind of play it out. Okay, if you're a DD, a direct distributor, and you sponsor direct distributors, there's always zero differential, zero pay. If you're an executive, if you became an executive because another person was an executive first, you'll never make any money off your executives, and you do make 5% on your DDs. And if you're a silver, this is assuming that you're doing at least 1,500, then you're going to make 10% or 5%, just assuming that you're at the 15% silver. Again, too many zeros. If we could somehow make this where people have to do more rather than just place $100 orders, this could become a 5, this could become a 10, this could become a 5, and these could be up. It's real easy to see this fundamental idea that I believe is critical, because historically, and I really believe this is true, we don't need, and we shouldn't be talking about how you can make $20,000 a month. The average person right now, if they really believe they could make $400 or $500 a month, and we showed them a plan to do that, which this is not, if we could show them a plan, they would get in. If we could show them clearly how to make $400 or $500 a month, they'd get in. And of course, if they were making $400 or $500 a month, they would stay in. And so what we want to do, I recommend, is let's drop the rebates and have bonuses, because a bonus, the definition, you look it up, it's an amount of money added as a reward for good performance, not a mediocre plan giving rebates to under ordinary performance. So just a recap: silvers have to do at least 4,000 for 20%. Silvers must do at least 1,500 for 15. But executives, they can skate. All they got to do is 100. DDs, all they have to do is 100 to get 5%. Huge favoritism on the new people, and it's almost punishment on the other. And again, these low levels here, if you're only doing small volumes, let's say an executive puts in a $160 order, which is average, and then the processing fee comes in, it kind of negates all of that. So we need to feed the golden goose so we can get more eggs. Why are we tenuring everyone but the silver? Our current plan washes away percentage differentials, drastically reducing any income potential for our business builders, drastically reducing income potential for our business builders. I talked to a lot of people that love Nikken. They're in the game. They have hit silver or above, and they are doing that 4,000. And this right here is a big deal, because they've told me, they say, I'm really nervous about sponsoring somebody because I have too much to give up. That's think about that. If you're a silver getting 20% and you sell a waterfall, you're making over 100. You sponsor them, you lose the retail profit, and you lose a percentage of the CV. It really hurts. And yet, in my years of doing this business, because the argument could be, says, well, you want to really be selective in who you recruit. I haven't learned how to yet. I've been doing it for 44 years, and I've sponsored a lot of people. The first company I kept track, I sponsored over 50 people. Nikken, I've sponsored a whole lot of people, as you can imagine, those 30 years. We were full-time for several years in the company before for 8 years. We've had some good times with the business. We've sponsored a lot of people, but I've never been able to develop this talent of seeing inside somebody. I still can't guess. I wish we could invent prospecting glasses where you could, recruiting glasses where you put them on and you can tell who's going to make it and who doesn't. Over and over, you're fooled. The people that you know are going to do it don't. People you almost don't talk to, they do. Or even more often is the people that you recruit, maybe the real thing that happens is the person that they recruit. Almost all of my leaders came from depth, which of course never would have happened if I hadn't recruited some people in the first place. You never want to have disincentives, especially the enormous disincentive we have in Nikken not to recruit. Is that working? Well, it is. Nobody's recruiting. We got a problem because attrition. So wow, this is a big problem. Rebates instead of bonuses, and giving rebates to people that don't work and punishing people if they do work. It's just really weird. Just kind of a little reference here. Keep it in your mind. This is a nice thing right here. This is what CV is. 9, 18, 28, 37. Close to $40 CV. That could be pretty good. So add that. Right now, this would be where you want silver to be, is where most people could make it with effort, not just falling into it. In fact, all of the bonuses, they shouldn't be automatic, which the first 10% are automatic essentially. We want it to reward the activity and put it in this power curve. This is so important. And so I would just, I guess, sharing this with everybody. I'm assuming we really want to grow. We do we want to? I really hope we'll entertain the thoughts I'm sharing with you. Here's something, and already you're kind of thinking, this is not going to be a recruiting video. Please don't share this with anybody just outside our Diamond team, especially this right here. You will not see one of these advertised on Google looking around. Here's a company that they've got really good numbers, so they're bragging about it, and this is a sales tool, and you can have this if it's true. And here's the thing, I've highlighted these right here in yellow, and then I've added my personal numbers here, and these are the first 3 levels. Okay, DD, executive, silver, average sales volume. And now if you'll note here, the 2019 income disclosure, and monthimizing, they get paid weekly, but if you move it to monthly, the income average, and note this, I'm saying income. This isn't sales volume, this is income. Income that's double what our entry-level people are purchasing. Income, double what our people are purchasing. Income more than double. This is so embarrassing. And is it because this product is better than ours? No. Are these people smarter, more ambitious? They used to be our people. That's what's so frustrating. There would not be this company but for us. We're the ones that originally recruited, trained, and developed their leaders. And then somebody else came along and says, hey, you know what? We'll appreciate you and pay you. And so they took their hearts and their brains and their talent, and they're rewarding them well for it. And I've talked to several of them, and they say, hey, I love Nikan, but now I had to make some money. And we need to make some money up on the front on this. And what I've shared with you is a way where it could be substantial, you know, especially when you look at so many gaps where there's zero. We need to put differentials back in there again and not reward mediocrity with our mediocre comp plan as it is right now. Now above, once you get silver and go above, I think we got a pretty good plan. And if you look at Mexico, South America, they're kicking butt and they have our plan. Well, what they've done though, is there's some extras to our plan. We know some of them, the starting bonus and the other bonuses that are available. And down there, they've got kind of enhanced bonuses, like, you know, if you buy or sell 3 waterfalls, you get some pretty good extra money. We could use that, but also disregarding that, just putting that, even if we had that, it is such a waste to be throwing 10% of the 20 and not utilizing it in a way to incentivize extra effort. You know, going back to this just real quick. Where are we? If you see this line, okay, if the average is here, and we're saying, well, you don't need to do that much. Just put in your 100. I just think, wow, average doesn't pay very well, except in our plan. Again, we're paying people to do less than average, and so let's just kind of think of this maybe another way. Let's say Nikan were a wonderful restaurant, and it's got amazing food, and so you're hired on, and let's say you start working at this new restaurant, and your first day as a new waitress or waiter, you think you're having a really good day. You're excited about all the generous 20% tips that you're getting. And so now, however, at the end of the day, the restaurant points out that things work differently here. We give rebates back to the patrons. And so that 20%, you know, that you're look a little closer. It doesn't say tip, it says rebate. And so our first-time patrons, if they buy a meal, they get 5% back to all of our first-time patrons. And our regular patrons, we give them 10% back on every meal. And now, However, if the people, if they only order a bowl of soup or a salad, they don't get the rebates. And so we'll give that to you if they do less than 100, or you know, if they only buy a dessert. So you get all the people that don't buy a meal, you can get rebates on them. Uh, so wow, you don't really expect to start earning much here, but eventually, if you hang in there, and if you can attain and maintain a group of patrons that are loyal to you, where you start getting some sizable volume, then you can move up to 15% and even 20%, the full 20% of that rebate that you're seeing. But in the meantime, the restaurant will be keeping that, and we're going to give back the first front of that to the patrons. And where are you as the new waiter or waitress? Well, that's where we are with new people. When we talk to them, what can we show them? So I really hope we'll really give this some serious consideration. As it is right now, we can do better than this. And one of the ways is to pay people, reward them for performance, and not just to waste it on doing under average orders. So I hope we'll all consider this. I know this is not a democracy. We're the people out on the field. I think being the players out on the field, we have a perspective, and we want to get paid. You know, corporate makes these decisions, but hopefully corporate wants the team to be paid, and so the team will grow. So hope we'll look at this, and hope we can talk together about this again. As a mastermind, a lot can happen if we work together, and love being part of the team. I want the next 5 years to be great, not to have a gradual decline. We could turn it around right now. If we launched something based on this, we'd be a brand new company. There's another company I've been hit on. In fact, my original personal sponsor in NECANN hit on me with a new thing that's going to be launching in May. And I believe he's going to seduce a lot of NECANN people. It's very attractive. You can make money. What a concept. And I believe we could put ourselves in a position where we could effectively be a brand new company. What the best product launch we could ever have is a comp plan that pays people well for doing what we want them to do, and that's produce, not reward people just to buy stuff. Thanks.